I just pray that you begin to do what you do, God, that you settle yourself in this place, that you make this 100% about you and nothing about me, nothing about anybody in this room. But if there's somebody here that needs something from you, God, that they're able to get it. If there's conviction to be had, God, that you convict. And if there's a change that needs to be made, God, that we're able to change. And I just pray that you, again, just start moving in this place, God, moving in our hearts, moving in our spirits, and help this to be nothing about me. And as always, soften our hearts, God, and open our ears so that we can fully grasp and understand the words that you have for us this morning. And I just pray that if this is the last time, God, that you ever use me to deliver your message or to present your gospel, that it is done in a way that is pleasing and brings glory and honor to your name. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. And everybody said, Amen. So indeed, you have faith. What we're going to look at right here, we're going to hone in on James chapter 2. We're going to start in verse 14. We're going to end in 26. We're going to break it up just a little bit. So we're going to start in James chapter 2, verses 14 is where we'll jump into it. So if y'all would just join in with me. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, "Go in peace, be warmed and filled," without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Now, as we look at that, guys, that is something that we really strive to do here at Oakdale. And what I see as a very strong commandment from God, that when we see somebody in need, when we know there's an issue, we know there's a problem, we know there's a need, we at Oakdale strive and do everything we can to help and fix within our means, right? That is something we're going to continue to do in 2026. Now, Scripture's telling us, what good is it if you look at that person and you say, "Have peace, go be well"? You may believe in God, but if you do nothing about it, what good is that belief? Did that belief help that person? Did you show them the love of God? Did you show them who Jesus is in your life that you're portraying into their life? No. In 2026, that's something we will continue to do. I want to encourage you as we walk through this, because we're going to go through a few things. As we walk through this, do not be the person that comes in here and sits down and says you believe in God, but then do nothing. I also want to encourage you, do not be the person that comes in here and sits down and says you believe in God, and then you tell everybody else what they should and shouldn't do and how the church needs to be ran, but you do nothing. Do not be the person that comes in here next year and says, "This is what the church ought to do," and when we try to do something, you don't show up and help. Faith without works is dead. Your opinion without your effort, to me, is dead. Coming in strong and hot really early, right? We're going to see increase in 2026, but it takes you. God does the increase, yes, 100%. But he says you water and you plant, and he provides the increase. So do not come in here and sit down and say, "God, where's it at?" Good question. What have you planted? What have you watered? Who have you helped? When you see the person in need, when we have our ministry options that we do here at Oakdale, when we do our best to provide you, and as a pastor of this church, we do everything we can to equip you to the good works of the kingdom, and you do nothing, what more can we do? At that point, then what more can God do? Does it make sense? Now, I'm going to brag on somebody. Every now and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to brag. If I don't talk about you, please don't get offended, because I can't talk about everybody in this church. If we were, we'd be here for a week. A lot of you do a lot of things. This is one specific thing that I love, and I want to point it out. Our food pantry, right? just hear me on this. This is going to be a different sermon. I hope y'all are okay. If you buckled in, if you put your hard hat on, if you got your toes on, you're ready to go, because I'm going to press a little bit, and it's out of love. Hear that. I'm setting us up for next year because we're hitting the ground running next week. The food pantry. How many of y'all have physically put food in that pantry? Just raise it. Okay? How many of you have put food in that pantry in the past week? Past 2 weeks? 3 weeks? How about every week since it's been there? What? Do it again? Raise that hand again. A little bit higher. I'm going to make you stand up. That thing has been stocked and stocked and stocked. We've all done it. But there's been one, not talking about that one back there, there's been one specifically that has kind of, You drive her up here. That has taken, she's taken that ministry under her wing. Did we ask her to? Deacons, myself? No. She just did it. She saw the need. She believes in what it is. And that thing has not went without. We've all done it. But when we've forgotten, who didn't? Regina. When it sat empty for a couple days, who made sure it had food? Regina. Who's making sure that pantry back there's, hey, we need some stuff, and we're working finances, and we're making it work. And God's providing donations for people outside of Oakdale. Y'all catch that? People outside of Oakdale are sending money to stock our pantry so that we can put it in that food pantry to reach the community. That is awesome. Regina's planting and watering as the church has allowed, and God is providing the increase. That's really cool. Regina, need help? Holler for help, right? Guys, when you see this thing empty, it doesn't even have to be something you've put in it. We have a room full of food. Stop. Put something in it, right? If you're here on a Wednesday night and you check it, don't wait on Regina to do it. Go grab some food, throw it in the pantry. You're here on a Sunday, you see it needs something, grab something out of that room, put it in the pantry. The community needs that. We have cameras here, right? Now, we don't watch who gets stuff out of it by any means, but we see the traffic. Within a day of that thing being stocked, what happens? It's empty. Within hours. We can't keep up with it, but we can do our best to try to maintain it. Faith without works is dead. If we sit here and say, well, we've got a food pantry, but it's empty, did that do anything? We can say we love the community, but if we don't help them, have we done anything? Peace. Be well fed and clothed. That's not what we're going to do at Oakdale. I love that Billy decided we needed to do a coat drive. When we did our extra meals and the trunk or treat thing, we gave out so many clothes and food. Does that land right where the scripture's talking? Be fed and well clothed. We at Oakdale will continue to try to press into the heart of God. We can set it up and we can believe it works, but if we do not put action to this faith, we are failing as a church. Now, I can tell you there were people who came out at trunk or treat, and we did things. We didn't have as good of a showing as we did the year before. We're going to work on that next year. We get out and we did our food giveaway where we grilled some more hot dogs and some chips and drinks, and we just gave away food and clothes. We had people come. Were we overburdened with workers? No. Guys, when we're running 100 on a Sunday and we have 5 to 10 showing up to minister on a Saturday morning to give out food and clothes, that burdens me as a pastor. And goes, where's our action? Where's our deeds? Where's our work to our faith? Does this make sense? In 2026, we can accomplish exponentially more when you press into it exponentially more. If we have 10 workers, we can do what 10 workers can do. If we have 30, guess what? We can do what 30 workers can do. We can meet and reach a lot more needs when our faith matches our actions and we start to prioritize the needs of other people over the needs of ourselves. We can plant and we can water, but we have to do those things for God to give the increase. Let's keep walking through this. I'm not beating you up. I'm painting a picture for what I'm going to drive next year. In verse 18, it picks up and says, but someone will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. I will show you my faith by my works. I don't have to tell you. I want you to see it. I don't have to. If I stood up here and I just said we're going to do these things, but I never gave us the opportunity, would y'all believe what I'm saying? All you'd say is all you're doing is talking, buddy. You're not giving us an opportunity to actually feed people. You're not giving us an opportunity to clothe people. You're not giving us an opportunity to help the homeless. You're not giving us an opportunity to help those that are in need. If I just stood up here and said it, but you didn't see our ministries executed, you would look at me and say, all you are is no talk and you're all talk and no walk. That's what this is saying. Show me your faith apart from your works. I'll show you my faith by my works. You know what I believe because you see what we do, I hope. And I can guarantee you, if you don't do it, I will continue to. If you don't do it, my faith will drive me to do it. But as a pastor, I would much rather see this church that I love press into this vision for 2026 and watch what God can do. We want to see growth. We want to see people changed. We want to see salvations. We want to see God move. What does it take? Planting and watering. Not sitting here saying we want it to happen and we believe it can. Great. Let's keep going as we look into verse 19. You believe that God is one. You do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. Do you want to be shown, you foolish person, that faith apart from works is useless? Satan and his demons know who God is, just like you do. But they don't act on it. They know it, but they refuse it. They know it, but they don't care. I would encourage you, do not just sit here in church and go, well, our church does this. No, you do this. When we minister, you get in here and minister. It's not, God doesn't need you, but he honors you. And when you get out and you serve and you work and you minister and you do these things, you're going to find that you are a better person. You're going to find that you feel better spiritually. You're going to find that you feel fulfilled spiritually whenever you're helping someone else and you're ministering in so many different ways outside of what you think and outside of what you think needs to be done. Find the need and do it. Verse 21, was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up his son Isaac on the altar? You see that faith was active along with his works, and faith was completed by his works. And the scripture was fulfilled that says Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. And he was called a friend of God. You see that a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. You see, Abraham could have said, yes, God, I believe that you want me to sacrifice Isaac. And he could have sat in the pew and did nothing. Think about that. If he sits there and he does nothing, and all he says is, yeah, I believe you want me to sacrifice my son. And I believe you'd give him back if he actually does die. And I believe what you said, that the kingdom would come through Isaac and the generations would last as long as the sand and the seashores and the stars in the heavens. He could say he believes it, but if he doesn't walk up to actually sacrifice, if he doesn't put that faith into work, what good is it? Would he have been counted righteous by God? Nope. Would he have been justified by his works, showing that his faith was right and being counted as a friend of God? Nope. You see, these things matter. And it's beyond the church. It's a personal thing. It matters with your relationship with God. The work's going to be done. Just like I tell y'all all the time, I'm not worried about your money. God's going to accomplish the purpose he needs to accomplish with or without you. He's not tied to your wallet, your checkbook, your bank account. It does not stop him, does not affect him. We need food in the pantry. Stuff's coming from outside of Oakdale. Think about that. God's going to meet his need, and he's going to increase what he chooses to increase. Outside of you, this is a relationship thing. This is a thing where you have an opportunity to serve and to be when you do this, when you get out there and you serve and you follow through with what your faith tells you to do, you are going to be so sanctified and full in yourself that you're going to see your heart lining up with God's heart, that it is going to fill your cup, and you're going to be able to have the things of this world fade away, and you'll see needs in a different way. You'll see them through God's eyes. And through all of it, he's going to be pleased with you, not sitting here going, what did you do? Why did you complain but do nothing? Did you not see you had an opportunity to feed and to clothe and you didn't? The scripture says we'll entertain angels without knowing, because they'll say, well, when did we see you naked and didn't clothe you? And when did we see you hungry and we didn't feed you? And he's like, I gave you the least of these. And when you did it unto them, you did it unto me, but all you did was sit there and did nothing to anybody. Guys, in 2026, I want us to exponentially grow what we do here at Oakdale. I plan on putting foot to the pedal, gas on the fire. And when we're doing something, I don't want it to be here. I want it to be here. Why? Because when we do here and we plant more and we water more, God will increase more, and we'll get to see his faithfulness outside even more than what we put in. And I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see what God can do. And there's one place in Scripture he says to test him. It says test him in your giving, right? I would test him in your giving of everything. If you give him your time, see that you do not have more time. If you give him of your money, see that you do not have more money. If you will give all that you have as a human being and see what God does with it, I promise you will not be failed. You will not be let down. And he will do mighty things that Oakdale has not seen before. He'll do things that I haven't seen before. How many other churches you know have people come in here needing help and actually get help? I remember one time a lady walked down here and she needed something. We took up a love offering, took care of her within 5 minutes. Albeit maybe odd on my part to do that, but I drive my faith and it puts works into action. We're going to help people. Faith produces works. Point number 2 in this. Y'all watch this. This is going to be key to, I think, a bunch of you. Point number 2. You're justified, right? We saw this in verse 24. It says, you see that a person is justified by works, not by faith alone. Point number 2, justified. Y'all ready for this word? Not perfectified. I'm going to say it again. Justified, not perfectified. We're going to read something in just a second, and I want you to think about being justified by your works, not being perfect by it. I don't know how to say it. I typed it. It looked good when I typed it. All right, James 2. We're going to keep going in verse 25 and 26. And in the same way was not also Rahab the prostitute justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them out by another way? For as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead. Rahab was justified by her works, but was she perfectified? No. Rahab was justified because her faith in God and what she knew to be true in the leader of heaven's armies, the ones that were leading the Israelites and overtaking countries and groups of people as they were walking through into the promised land. As all this was occurring, she saw it and she trembled and she was full of fear and she trusted who God was. Was she perfect? All right, maybe we don't know what a prostitute is. Was she perfect? No. But was she justified by her works? Yes. Are you perfect? No. Do you have to be perfect to serve in this church? Am I ever going to ask you to be perfect to serve in this church? Don't sit there and think you're not good enough. Ever. Because a lot of times I think we don't do as a church body individually, we don't do because we don't think we can. And that is a lie. If Rahab the prostitute knew to hide these people, hide the spies of the Israelites, and to get them hidden, taken care of, sent back on their way, lowering them down, getting them out of the town, and God said, you were justified, and then he saves the family and pulls them out, and they lived with Israel forever since then. If God can do that to her, do you not think he will also see that your faith has produced a work even when you're not perfect? Am I perfect? No. None of us are. And if we waited to be good enough and right enough to serve somebody else or to work for God in our faith, we would never get there. So I want to encourage you, as we do these things, don't feel like you can't. I'm going to step on something else. Y'all ready? Just taking church and setting it aside for a second. I don't care if you're a member or not. Think about that. I've had so many people, even visitors, ones that have been here for a while, go, well, I know we got to be a member before we can get plugged in. And I'm like, no, you don't. There are certain things within this church that we want you to be a member of, and I won't let you do it if you're not. And that's like children's. No. We protect our children. You're going to be a member, you're going to be background checked, and we're going to make sure we have vetted you thoroughly. You want to stock a pantry? You ain't going to be a member. You want to help join in some of the other ministries I'm going to talk about in just a second? You don't have to be a member. Now, some of our leadership roles, yeah. But serving, planting, watering, to be a member. You want to know my justification behind that? When you walk out of these doors, can you not feed somebody, clothe somebody, talk to them about Jesus, love on them, care for them, give them money? Can you not do everything outside of those walls if you're not a member of Oakdale? Absolutely you can. So why couldn't you do it in here? If you love Jesus and your faith drives you to a work, who would I to be able to say on a piece of paper, you're a member of Oakdale, therefore you can do it? I will not stand on that. Guys, if you feel like you want to serve, do not let anything hinder you. Get involved, press in. If your faith drives you to do and you want to see good works come out of your life because your faith believes it, I don't care if you're perfect and I don't care if you're a member. I just want you to serve your God. That's it. Can we do that in 2026? Absolutely. But I need you guys to realize that. Stop justifying your inaction by putting something in front of it saying, well, I can't because I'm not a member. I can't because I'm not good enough. I can't because I've never done that. Those are self-justifying thoughts to keep you in your seat. Those are self-justifying thoughts to keep you from serving your God. That's a thought that is not of God, and I'm here to destroy it and tell you, knock it down, break it down. You can do things for God in spite of your perfectifiedness. Ask Rahab, a prostitute who became the lineage of Christ. Ask the other women who were in the lineage of Christ who were in questionable things. You see, it's not about that. It's about your faith. And it's about producing that good work. You're forever made perfect, those who are being made holy. You are going to grow in Christ. But don't let that stop you. You don't have to be here before you can serve. Never. I was going to walk through the story of Rahab, but I think we're good. I don't want to kill the thing on time here. We know what she did. We know that she saw what God was doing. And we know that she took care of the spies that came in to see the town. We know what Rahab did, so I won't walk through it. But as we walk into point number 3 and we close this out, this is where I'm gonna talk for just a second. We're gonna get out of here on time, don't worry. But I'm gonna ask a question. Probably a question a lot of you have had, because as I've talked with people and ministered to people, and we've went through meetings and we've talked through things, a question that I get a lot is, I want to serve. When and how do you see me serving at Oakdale? I've had that question multiple times from multiple people. And that got me thinking, well, when and how? Let me tell you, because we've got to set things up for your success to be able to work, to be able to plant, to be able to water so that God can increase. If we don't do that, we're failing as a church. So let me give you a really quick rundown of some areas that I know we need help. Areas that in 2026, I know you can serve in to help plant and water, okay? Now, this is not going to last long. This isn't going to be one of these things, but it's also a way to push what we're doing next year, so I want you to see it. Now, as I walk through these, when it's all said and done, when we get done with it, I want you to realize this. Those outreach cards in your pews, they are there for a reason, right? They are there for a purpose. If you hear anything in this, and Dustin will probably throw something up there about it. If you hear anything in what I'm about to tell you, and you know, I think I would like to do that. I would love to learn more about that opportunity to volunteer. All you have to do, fill out that card and say, I think I'd like to do this. I will talk to you. We will talk to you. The person over that ministry will talk to you. We'll see if it's a fit and if you can get plugged in. And if it's not, we'll find you somewhere else. Because as a pastor, I cannot have you sitting there wanting to serve and me not giving you an opportunity to serve. So Dustin, throw your little slide up there that you made the other day if you got it. You the one about the outreach cards, volunteering. It was pretty. You made it nice. You sent it to us in a text and it looked really cool. Wait for it. Don Byford rubbed off on it a little bit. He's slowing down. It's not as good as he used to be. All right. You want to volunteer. You're going to see this run on Sunday mornings, reminding you, if you want to volunteer, we have a place for you to do it. We have opportunities for you to be able to serve, to put your faith into action. Please fill out one of those cards. The easiest way for me to be able to communicate with you and you not walk out that door, or try to catch me when I'm doing this, fill out the card, put it in the plate. Drop it off at the sound booth. We'll make sure we get it. Let me know what you need. Let me know what you want to do. I can meet with you. I can talk to you, but I've got to know. Does that make sense? Please don't do this to me. Are y'all ready? As I'm walking down the hall and you're walking down the hall, don't stop me and go, hey, I'd like to do that, and keep walking. Because by the time I get back to where I'm going and doing what I was doing, I forgot it. Honest, right? And then you'll say, well, I told you. Great. Today, we're a low number. Sickness after Christmas. Even at that, if each one of you told me something, do you think I'm going to remember it? Help me out. Put it on paper and give it so I can put eyes on it and see it and remind myself. I can send it out to the deacons in our process and go, hey guys, here's an outreach card. Here's a prayer request. Here's a need. Here's somebody who wants to serve. How can we plug them in? The process is there for you to be successful in 2026. I just need you to follow it. Please don't catch me and tell me you want to do something. You can, but follow it up, because I will forget it. And then you'll sit there and get upset that I didn't plug you in. And I don't like that. Fair? Everybody good? Am I being mean yet, or y'all good? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to lay it out to you in all honesty. Let's look at this really quick. So here's some ways that you can serve. And y'all are going to go, oh, really? Right. Let's walk through them really fast. Kids. Kids always needs volunteers. Right now, Cheryl has about what she needs to make this work. But you could stand 2 to 4 more, right? We can separate kids. If we have volunteers, right now they're serving about once a month, sometimes twice a month. I would love for people to be able to be in here and do that. If you want to help with kids, that's Sunday mornings, that's VBS, that's events that she does. As we walk through that, Cheryl's going to need help. Do we have vans? Here at Oakdale, do we have vans? Do we have a way to transport mass numbers of children? No. When Cheryl does something, you know what Cheryl's going to need? Drivers. Somebody to help chaperone. You ever taken kids to a public place? What do you need? Eyes. Handcuffs, right? You can help in children's really easily. We'll get you checked in. We'll get your background checked. We'll make sure you're good to go. That is a very simple way to do this. When we do VBS in a few months, guess what? We need help. Cheryl's going to need people because I don't plan on it being VBS. I plan on it being VBS. Kids here. We did the kids camp. It worked great. We needed more people. We needed a little bit more something in it. And I'm telling you, I want this sanctuary to look like VBS threw up in it. Right, Cheryl? I want this to be a thing that people go, hey, VBS does a good Oakdale. Or Oakdale does a good VBS. You've got one chance at making that happen. You botch it the first time, we have to do it. We don't have the volunteers. We don't have the workers. People will not come back. You can serve in kids easily if you have the gifting. Let me know. Students can also use help. Same thing. We need transportation, help mentoring, right? Help with our outreach events. Chase does well with the students, and he does well with fun events. Now, I want to say this from the pulpit because I don't want him to get a bad rap for it. The past couple months, Chase has slowed his roll on what he's done. Have y'all noticed that? I noticed that. You know why? I told him to. I told him to because our budget in 2026 has been voted on and approved, and it's coming, right? But Chase did not need to deplete to a certain point because I lowered his budget in 26 because he had money. I needed him to keep that money through the end of the year so that our 2026 plan fit in 2026, and we weren't always behind. Chase is going to hit the road in 2026 rolling, going, doing. I slowed him down. So y'all don't say like, well, Chase doesn't do anything. I ain't heard that very much, but I have heard somebody say it. I slowed him down. That's not Chase, that's me. You got a problem? Talk to me, don't talk to Chase. He's doing what I've asked him to do. Thank you, Chase. But as we walk through this, if you want to get involved with students, I was a student pastor. I know Chase will love a little bit of help with mentoring kids. He would love help with somebody to be able to take them and take them out to eat, do something with them. Build a one-on-one relationship. Build a one-on-three relationship where you've got a little bit of a group and somebody that they can talk to outside of Chase, outside of Heather. Because Chase and Heather have kids. Kids take time. Can Chase and Heather be everything to every student? No. I know that because I failed in it when I was a student pastor. I needed people. Chase won't tell you this, but I will. He would much rather those kids have a relationship with somebody deep besides him, and him have one or two that he's got a deep relationship with, because that helps the kids. A shallow relationship with all means nothing. But a deep relationship rooted in somebody that they can trust, somebody that they can talk to, and it doesn't pull him left and right all the time, is beneficial. You want to be that for a student? Get involved. You want to get in there and try to make a difference in a student's lives? Go to their basketball game, go to their volleyball game, go to their softball game. It means so much to a kid when they look up and they see somebody from their church sitting there watching them. How do I know that? Because we went to one of the twins' volleyball games. And I know she loved it when I yelled at y'all when it was really quiet. Right? They won't admit it, but they love it. I remember when my pastor came to my graduation. It meant the world to me. Was he there to see me? Probably not. He was there to see my wife. But to me, I saw somebody there watching, looking. Pour into and invest in these kids. Chase cannot do it all. If you want to get involved in students, do it. Young adults, same thing. They have their Bible studies each week. They do their monthly get-togethers. They are going to need help. As a ministry, they go to the UAH campus, and they do outreaches for international things. They talk to international people with different backgrounds, sharing Jesus with them. If you want to get involved in these things, you can do it. All you have to do is do it. It's so simple. Guys, now let's really hone into this. I'm going to get us out of here. 5 minutes and I'm done. Sunday school classes. These are classes that have been going on for a long time at 9 o'clock every morning. Get involved. Get plugged in. Build the relationships. This will help you strengthen your faith. Right now we have 2 Sunday school classes, a blended class that Randy Ray teaches and also a women's class that is being taught. Now, as you walk through this, we could use other Sunday school classes, couldn't we? You want to teach it? Tell me. We can set you up. We have room. We've cleaned out the building. Y'all remember that? You remember the big clean out? We have functional, usable space. If you want to do this, don't say we need more classes, then teach one. Oh, did it? We need more classes. Okay, do it. I will help you 100%, but I can't teach it, right? But if you feel like we need it and that's a calling you have in your heart, don't sit there and wait on somebody else to do it. Do it. Tell me, I will help you. These are ways you can serve. That is a very easy one. Maybe you have a specific topic. Even if it lasts 6 weeks, you're like, I'd like to teach that on a Sunday morning. We can do that. We can get you the books. We can set you up. We can help you be successful to live out your faith. All you have to do is tell me. Our one groups are kicking off. We're doing that, really pushing in January. We did have 2. Now we have 5, okay? Now, I won't hone in on this too much. On the information tables are our sheets. This shows you exactly which one groups are here that are going to be taught, that are going to be happening in January when they start. QR codes to sign up for the group me so you can get in the text chats. Everything you need to know are on these tables, but we have 5. 2 women's ones, a men's one, a one-on-one one that's a little bit more blended. I say one-on-one, 1+1, that's a little more blended. It's an encouragement for you to go and just bring somebody else with you. It doesn't have to be your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Bring a friend. Get involved. This is a way that you can go and not be alone, right? That class is going to be taught by Don and Valerie. Obviously, our young adults are doing what they're doing on Sunday nights right now. Get involved in that. We have classes and opportunities that are being taught outside of Sundays for your growth and your help. If you would like to teach a one group similar to Sunday school, but you're like, I can't do it on Sunday at 9, but I'd like to teach something. I would like to host something. It's simple. Just tell me. Put it on the card and say, I'm interested in a one group. Great. Let me talk to you. Let's see what it looks like. What do you want to do? How does that look? There are some of you that may just like to host. I can't teach, but I am a hostess with the mostest. I'm the bestest at it. You can host? Great. We'll find a teacher. Somebody says, I want to teach, but I can't host. And somebody says, I can host, but I can't teach. Pair, made in heaven, perfect. We'll set you up. We can use you however you want to be used. All you have to do is tell me. Another need we have for one groups. I need an administrator. I can't do this by myself. Our deacons can't do this by themselves. Right now we're lining up 5 home groups. It could grow. I need somebody who can help manage that in the sense of making sure we have our classes listed on the information tables that are rotating each month. If one drops off and one adds, somebody to help keep that going, answer the questions, to be the focal point for the one group teachers to talk and go. And I need somebody that can oversee that. If that's you and you're interested, let me know. That is a very big need that we have right now. Open arms teams, right? That's our greeter team. These are our greeters that welcome you with the bulletins. Here before too long, we're going to be having gifts that we give out to our first-time guests to make sure that our first-time guests actually speak to somebody. Because if we as a church don't talk to them when they're here, maybe when they're leaving, they'll stop and get the gift we're going to give them, and then we can make a touch. Then we can make sure they have information about our church. Our open arms team is not just a greeter team. It is the overall knowledge of the church to make sure a visitor knows I can talk to that person and get what I need. That is what our open arms team is growing into. Briley's done a fantastic job getting that going, getting it stood up. Y'all are going to see that grow. If you're a greeter, you like talking to people, you just want to be able to shake somebody's hand and say, welcome to Oakdale. Hello, open arms team. Tell me you want to do it. Put you in touch with Briley, done deal. That's easy. There are ways to be plugged in. We have 3 more. Y'all ready for this? Security team. Derek is heading up our security team. We can absolutely use more security, right? Derek's out there. He can't answer it. Lynn, we could use it, right? We can use more security people. What? I don't know how to do security. Lynn's looking at a monitor. Right? Most people can do that. But a lot of times, when Don's not here, Lynn's got to do it. Because we don't have anybody else. We need somebody that can sit back there and say, I'm going to watch these screens. I'm going to watch the children. I'm going to watch the doors. We have people posted at the doors. I don't like them missing church all the time. Can you sit out there and watch and make sure everything's good? Make sure if somebody walks up, they don't make it in these doors if they intend to do harm. If you can do that, let us know. We can use security people. You don't have to be like police trained, any justice department trained. We just need people who are willing to learn how to do Oakdale security. And we do it well and we do it right. Not only do we have people there, we have people in here. We can use people in multiple places. If you're interested in helping keep the church secure, let us know. Put that on there. That's easy. Our One Purpose Fellowship, another thing we could use help with. It's going good. That's where we do our coffee and donuts the first Sunday of every month. Anybody want to help lead that, take it up, plan it? It's very simple, but we do have to go get donuts. We do have to get drinks. We have to get the drinks iced. We have to make sure we have the coffee, have the creamers, make sure the coffee's brewed, put in the Carafase. There's a lot that happens. Tablecloths on tables. You know who's doing that right now? Me and Lynn and all the other people that do everything else. That sounded wrong, but I don't mean it that way. Sunday mornings trying to set that up, that kind of pulls at me a little bit because I have people who want to meet, people who want to talk. Lynn's trying to do stuff. Our deacons are doing stuff. One Purpose Fellowship is great. We could use somebody that could come in and say, I'll help manage that. I'll make sure the donuts are picked up. I'll make sure that the drinks are on ice. It's simple, once a month, but it is a very vital piece of what we're doing going forward in 2026. We can use help. These are things y'all don't know that I'm telling you, right? As we're setting this up for 26, I want you to know you can put your faith into action. All you have to do is put it on the Connect card and say, our outreach card, hey, I would like to do that. I'll talk to you. Let's set this up. Be a part of the church. And then lastly, our outreach events. Oakdale does so many outreach events every year, right? Branch Creek, Trunk or Treat. We do the feeding of Branch Creek. We give them the meal thing we've done. We try to meet so many needs internally, right? I want those outreaches to be grown even bigger. Our students did an outreach this summer where there was a lady who needed some work done at her home. The students went and knocked out a ton of stuff. Oakdale can do these things, but it takes all of you. If you're a great person that loves doing outreach, loves doing hands-on serving, you're a good planner, put it on the card and say, this is what I like to do. I'll tuck it away, and when time comes, I'll say, hey, bullpen, I'm ready for you. Let's get this done. You see, as we walk into this next year, we've got a budget. It's a new way of operation. I want us to execute well. We've got ministries lined out, ready to go. We got to make sure they do well. We're adding a few things to help Oakdale operate at a little bit higher of a standard and a little bit of different way to do, because I believe and firmly believe, and I'm ending with this, I've told our deacons and every ministry lead that I have, if we do not prepare Oakdale's pond to be ready to hold the fish will not grow. We've got a sanctuary that'll hold however many it'll hold. But if we don't operate at a way that people can grow, we're not doing our job. If we're not discipling, if we're not teaching, if we're not leading, if we're not ministering, if we're not outreaching, if we're not hitting missions, if we're not doing that at this level, God will not provide the fish, because the fish won't be able to grow. You have to execute here before you ever get there. One of my best analogies that I gave to a student, and I'm done with this. One of the best analogies I ever gave to a student in a baseball thing. We were sitting there, and he was a seventh grader, and he was a big seventh grader. He was about as big as me in the seventh grade, and he was good. And he was on the middle school team, and he was frustrated that he wasn't playing JV, and then really thought he could play varsity. And the kid had the talent. We're sitting on the bench, and he said, I just don't understand why I'm still, why am I not playing up? And I said, well, did you see the bullcrap play where the ball landed in front of you and you just sat there and looked at it? He said, yeah, but I'm mad. And I said, you don't play like a JV or varsity player, you're never going to be a JV or varsity player. And I told him the analogy of what works in the baseball farm system. You've got rookie ball, A ball, AA, AAA majors. Do you see major league players playing in A ball? No. Why? Because they're better than that. You get called up because you're performing at a level. You say, he's playing like a big leaguer in AA. He no longer is in AA. Now he's in the big leagues. We cannot be a church that operates and expects growth and gets to a place that we are a church of 150 and doing well and ministering outside of these walls in a magnitude that God can take it and increase it if we do not operate that way when we have 100. Does that make sense? If we have 75 and we're executing like we're at 150, we can grow to 150 because God says, I can trust you to do it. Then will he stop at 150? Will he get to 200? You see, the more you give with open hands, the more God provides. If we stifle it, he's going to send his workers other places. But if we are set up to execute at a major league level, we will not look like a double-A team. He will provide the major league players. Does that make sense? With that, guys, when we go into 2026, I just encourage you to be strong, to fight through this, push through this with me. Involve yourself in what we do. Press in and watch God do what he does. I know I just took a lot of your time, but we had to lay that out because 2026 is a week away. And it's going to look a little bit different in here. I'm going to expect us to operate at a high standard so that we can see God increase. Y'all got it? Everybody good? Who's mad at me? Even better. All right. Jeff, come on. I don't know where you are. Don't know what you're going through. This is not one of those sermons where we get through like, hey, we told about the gospel and we went through all these things. This is a sermon where I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to get pressed into Oakdale, to do what God has called you to do, not only in the church, but in your individual life. Don't just say you believe in God. Let's see it. Let's see you believe what you say. So as Jeff comes, if you need prayer, come get prayer. And if this is a time too, if you want to, you can talk to me. You can tell me some things that maybe you're like, hey, I'd like to do that. But please don't forget to put that on the sheet. If you think about it today, do it. Drop it off at the sound booth, and we'll get that put in with our offering and distributed out today. We'll get pictures of it and make sure that's shared. So with that, Jeff, you do what you do. This is your time as you stand. If you need anything,